Hi guys, in today's tutorial I want to show you how you can implement a spell system to a server like I did on the Magicraft server, which is one of the projects that I told you about in the last video. If you haven't seen this, this is a server where we want to play PvP and capture stuff like this tower that I own right now, because there's nobody on the server right now. And that's because this project starts tomorrow, so then the server will be a bit more crowded with people in the 8 bases around here, and try to capture this tower in the middle with magic, or just play survival with magic. And I want to show you today how this all works, and if you want to implement it, there will be also a word download in the description. But if you just want to play it, you can still apply for this. Just check the other video, or just go to the description. I will put the link to the application formula there again. So this is a really fun thing. And if you want to play, just apply. But now enough of talking. Let me demonstrate this once. So for example, I can cast a spell by pressing numbers on my keyboard. It always starts with a 1 and it always ends with a 1. So if I'm on the 1 already, I can just do, for example, 3, 2, 1. And this will cast a fireball. And it also costs me levels, so it's only, it doesn't even matter what I have in my hotbar. It's only detecting which slot I have activated and which I don't. But you also need to do it in a certain time. So if I'm too slow, for example like this, nothing will happen. And the really cool thing about this is that you can combine a lot of numbers in your hotbar together to make a spell. And with this, then I implemented for this server 42 spells. You can build your own ones, of course, but in the box that I will give you for download and that I will show you in just a moment are just the 42 spells that I am using here as well. So some other examples are, for example, the healing, because I have not full health, so I can just cast a spell. It will cost me a few levels and I can heal up. Or maybe if I just jump down here, I can, for example, do a spell to get me a horse that is, I guess it's withered. So yeah, I made it withered, so it dies after time, but I can just travel around real quick without taming a horse or anything, and right to my base with it. Then I could also use some nature spells. For example, the cypress I showed in the last video as well. It's just a long pillar of leaves, and I can do it multiple times as well, and these leaves will actually despawn, so you don't have leaves everywhere in your world. And then I could use the feather falling spell to get down. It's just resistance for a short moment, and I didn't take any damage. Then I can heal up again, and so on. And it's really comfortable to use these spells like this, because you know how to use your hotbar and you don't have to look anything up in a book or use any items. And I really like this, so let me show you in another word how I did this. Here I am now in the word where I created the command block box, and you can see it right here. So you can download this and just take the box with MC Edit and implement it into your own word. And I want to show you how the whole thing looks like without the ugly bedrock. So I will just replace all the bedrock with string, and now you can see that there are quite a few command blocks, but not as many get powered all the time, so that's good for performance on your server. You can see that there's a line in the middle on 2 layers blinking, but the rest here on the sides is not getting activated if I don't call a spell. So you won't have performance issues, hopefully. I don't, so that's good. And let me quickly show you how the whole concept works. So we're having a line of redstone down here, which you need to power once when you put this into your world, and this will activate all the scoreboards that you need. And I will quickly go through what we have here, because it's not a lot. We have an objective spell as a dummy. We have one spell 2 as a dummy. We have a cooldown as a start play 1 minute, so it will count up for each player. And these are just two game roots. This one prevents your server log to be full of command block stuff, and this one will stop the command blocks by putting stuff in your chat. Then to the actual spellcasting. How do I detect if I have a certain slot activated? And therefore I will now do scoreboard, objective set display, sidebar, and I will do spell 2 into the sidebar first. It seems Rika was with me in this world once, so she's in the scoreboard too. And if I now change my numbers, you can see that the numbers in the scoreboard are changing. If you take a look at my hotbar, I'm going through, and since it's the first slot is the 0, we have always one less than we would expect. So the first slot is 0, and the last one, the 9th one, is an 8. And we can detect this with an NBT tag here, which is the selected item slot, and then a column, and then the number. And what I'm doing now is for the first slot, I'm taking a look if I have it activated, and if I have, I will set the spell and also the spell 2 to 0. So after I press the 1, the spell and the spell 2 will both go to 0, and that's what these two do. It's also testing for the cooldown, but that's not too important. And then if I have the spell equals 0, I also set the cooldown to 0 again. So the cooldown is for testing how long it takes to cast a spell, and then this one is just for giving the player XP. If they have less than 10 levels, they will get XP over time. Then let's take a look over here, because this is all the same. This side here is for spell 2, and this side over there is for spell. And over here we will just do we take a look at each player and take a look which item slot is selected and set it to the number then. And this is what you can see on the sidebar there. And if I do anything, it will just change the numbers. The one for the spell, for the normal spell, is a bit different, because this one only changes if the score spell was 0 before. So if I change it from 1 to 2, so I press the numbers 1 and 2, it will go to 1. But if I change it from 1 to 4, so it goes to 3, and then to 5, it won't go to 4, it will stay at 3. And that is what I can demonstrate real quick by showing it like this. So I'm pressing the 1, I'm pressing the 2, and now I'm pressing the 3, but it stays at 1 until I once go back to the 0, and then I can change it. So with the spell, I'm detecting the first number that I'm pressing, and the spell 2, I will select the second number that I'm pressing. And this is all there's to it really. With the cooldown, I can show you when I take a look at the spells. Maybe I can do it right away. So over here, I'm taking a look at a player that has 3 levels minimum, so you can only cast a spell if you have enough levels. Then the spell objective needs to be 1. The spell 2 objective needs to be 2. And the cooldown needs to be less than 25. With that, I'm making sure that the people need to cast the spell quick enough. And then I set the spell to 12, and I'm only doing that when the item slot 0 is selected again, so if the player presses 1. And this sounds quite complicated now, but I can demonstrate it real quick by just doing it. So if you take a look at the sidebar and at the hotbar, I'm pressing the 2 now, the 3, and then the 1. Maybe I was too slow, yeah. And now you saw it went up to 12 for just a second, and then it goes back to 0, and I can just cast the spells. So how do I cast the spells actually? If I do it right here, you can take a look at the comparator, because this is doing something. It will give out a redstone signal to another set of command blocks here, which is then next to each other for each spell. So this one is 12, then this one is 13, this one is 14, and so on. And then down here we'll play the sound random fizz with for all the players that have the score of 12. Then up here we will actually cast the fire resistance effect, so this is the actual spell. Down here we will subtract the levels, so the mana, from the player that has the score spell of 12. Then back here we will just write in the chat to the player that he casted the fire aura, and this one is just to make a particle, and these one are random, or not random, these one are different for each of the spells, but that's how you can implement a spell. You just take a look at the numbers that are pressed. So for this one it needs to be 2, 3 and 1, so this command block can get activated, and then yeah, the stuff that you want to happen can just happen in different command blocks, and it's the same for each of these spells. Some are bigger, some are less big. So for example, there's a command block missing, therefore here are 2 more, and this one up here is the biggest one. If we take a look here, this has the 25, so the numbers will be so 1, 3, 7, 1, and maybe I have not enough levels, so let me quickly do XP 1000 levels as szpeddy and do it again. So I said 1, 3, 7, 1, and oh, this was not the right one. What did it say? 25? Then it must be a 6 in the end. Yeah. Okay, so I activated another one there. So 1, 3, 6, 1. And you can maybe see, it's quite hard to see. Let's do it again. That arrows are getting shot in all directions, and because I need to summon each arrow in a specific direction and with a speed and stuff like that, I needed more command blocks for this spell, so it's a bit out of order here. But the rest, oh, I don't want to broadcast. The rest of them are just, yeah, each of the spells lined up, and because we only need to test for 1 command block, we don't have big lag trouble on our server, and we can just do it. I hope that this covered how this works. I can't go into too much detail and make a full tutorial for this because it's quite complicated, but if you want to take a look at it yourself, you can just download it and take a look, or just come to or apply for the server and play with us, and you will see how much fun it is to cast spells and, yeah, for example, dig with it, fight with it, whatever you want. And yeah, that's it for me. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and share this video with your friends. And I will see you in the next video.